Hey, what's up, fight fans? This is Sonteo with all the current and latest news on RGBA Riverside. This is a tweet that I put out a couple days ago. In January 2019, RGBA had 10 fights. Their record was 8-1-1. Lindolfo and Ruben Rodriguez fought on January 13th in Los Angeles. They both won their fights. Then on January 18th, Louis Coria, Isaac Lunga, and Ray Danger Murataya all had wins on Prospects Collide in San Bernardino. B-Fly earned a draw, and then Bulletproof earned a win on Josecito's undercard at the Barclays Center in New York last Saturday. Chino Misael Rodriguez fought in Mexico, and he had a win. And Virgil Ortiz Jr. had a win in Houston, Texas. And Josecito gave Keith One-Time Thurman hell in the 7th round of their fight, but he came up short on the scorecards. He did have one judge scoring it 113-113, so had he not gone down, that it sounds like that judge would have given Josecito the fight. But the other two judges saw it pretty wide in Keith One-Time Thurman's favor. So I don't remember exactly the scorecards, but 117-110 sounds like one of them. So that's a tweet that I put out. If you want to follow me on Twitter, at Sonteo_media, you can follow me there. And then we have Mikey Garcia gearing up and sparring. He was in the gym in the week of 128, sparring Southpaw's Josue Vargas and John Bauza from Top Rank. And then he also sparred Alfredo Escarcega. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his last name right. And then next week, Esquiva Falcao, a 160-pounder from Brazil, will be sparring him next week. There is no news on, or there hasn't been, at least I haven't seen on ES News or any other outlet, Alexis Rocha from Santa Ana being used as a sparring partner for Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence. And then here's I got the picture of Alfredo off of BoxRec. He's 7-0 with 3 knockouts. He is from Arizona. He's a southpaw, and he fights at 140. He has had some fights on Thompson, and then he's had some fights under Golden Boy Promotions as well. He's fought in Tijuana, and then he was on the fight card when B-Fly turned pro, and then it sounds like Wesley Diana was on the card as well. So on his last 2 fights, he's stopped his fighters, so he is moving along to 6-round fights. Alfredo from Avondale, Arizona, 7-0, 3 knockouts, being used as a sparring partner because he's tall. He's tall for Mikey to emulate Southpaw Errol Spence, and we're waiting on Esquiva Falcao next week. And then the biggest news this week was Abner Mares versus Tank Davis was canceled for February 9th. And it sounds like the replacement for Tank is Hugo Ruiz, who fought earlier this month on a PBC event in LA. And his record is 39-4, and he is stepping in to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. Josecito Lopez, like I mentioned earlier, gave almost had Keith One-Time Thurman out of there. He hit him, snapped his head back. This fight was free on Fox, and he was badly hurt. He was wobbled. I'm telling you, his head was snapped back several times, and Robert Garcia said they were one punch away from stopping Keith One-Time Thurman. And then there was also news and some opinions out there that other refs would have stopped the fight with that much damage going on. So it goes down as an L on Josecito Lopez's record, and the 18-1 odds definitely inspired Josecito to come out with his best performance. Jose Carlos Ramirez, the WBC 140 champion, 23-0, 16 knockouts. He is scheduled to fight on Sunday, February 10th at the Save Mart versus Jose Cepeda, who's 30-1. This is a trainer war. Jose Carlos Ramirez 3 fights ago was trained by Freddie Roach, and then Jose made the decision to come train with Robert Garcia, and Jose Cepeda is currently being trained by Freddie Roach. So a little battle of the trainers on the back end of this fight. And then some of the sparring partners for Jose Carlos Ramirez is Josue Vargas, Eric Puente from Vista, Ruben Rodriguez, and John Balza, all fighters from Southern California. Brandon Bam Bam Rios, 35-4-1, has scheduled a fight with Matchroom Boxing in association with Zanfer Promotions in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, versus La Zorrita Soto. And as you see on the flyer, there is the pro debut of Alexis El Macizo Espino from Las Vegas, an amateur fighter signed with Robert Garcia. Esquiva Falcao, he posted this on his IG, so it looks like he might be fighting in the month of March. Originally, he had posted something about having a title fight in the month of February, but that fight has not come through. So it looks like Top Rank has pushed him into the month of March for a fight, possibly even April. So we'll keep an eye on Esquiva Falcao. He's a southpaw, 160-pounder, 22-0, 50 knockouts. He will be. He is reported by Robert Garcia that he'll be in to spar Mikey to get him accustomed to fighting bigger guys, since Mikey's fighting Errol Spence. Eric De Leon, a top-ranked fighter, 18-0 with one draw. That one draw comes versus Andy Vences from Northern California. He's got 10 knockouts. His last fight in September, he fought in Louisiana and he dislocated his shoulder. So he's in recovery. I don't know if he ever really works out at RGBA. In the picture, he's obviously seen next to Lindolfo Delgado and Hector Tanajara, but I think primarily he works out of Detroit, Michigan, and is mostly managed and has Robert Garcia in his corner for his fights. So Eric De Leon, and Robert has mentioned that he is one of his fighters, one of his contenders that should be fighting for a title this year. So look out for Eric De Leon. Joshua El Profesor Franco, 14-1-1, was going to fight for the vacant NABF title. His fight was canceled. I think he got sick, and there might be some reports of an injury in there, but he was sick and did not fight. His stablemate Virgil Ortiz did fight on the card, the Golden Boy Promotions card in Houston, Texas. They were on the undercard of Jaime Munguia versus Inoue. So Joshua El Profesor Franco, hopefully he can get a fight date soon. Hector Tanajara fought December 8th for his first 10-rounder in Indio at the Fantasy Springs Casino. Is now scheduled to fight in Tijuana February 23rd. He has been seen in the gym via ES News, and hopefully he's fighting another 10-round fight. He fights at 135, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 135. And he is from San Antonio, Texas. He signed with RGBA in 2015. So this will be his 4th year as a professional fighter. 16-0, 5 knockouts, promoted by Golden Boy Promotions. Jonathan Thunder Navarro, also promoted by Golden Boy Promotions. No updates on him. He is from East LA. He also fought on December 8th, his first 10-rounder versus a very rugged opponent, and he came out with the win. And Jonathan Thunder Navarro, we have no updates on him as of now. 16-0, 8 knockouts from East LA. Carlos Licona, the latest, the greatest, and the current champion, the 13th. I believe he's the 13th champion that Robert Garcia has made. 14-0, 2 knockouts from Westminster, California. Just won the title on December 1st versus a fighter promoted by Manny Pacquiao Promotions. This title fight he won was on the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder pay-per-view Showtime card. So Carlos Licona, he's scheduled to fight February 16th on the Leo Santa Cruz fight at the Microsoft Theater in LA. So that will be his first defense. He attended Prospects Collide in San Bernardino. He was there in support of his stablemates, and he's seen all over ES News, currently working out in the gym in preparation. Virgil Ortiz, 12-0, 12 knockouts, one of the brightest stars from RGBA. He is from Grand Prairie, Texas, the Dallas area, and there was a switch of opponents. He was originally scheduled to fight Saul Corral, who had fought Josecito Lopez a couple years ago, and it was switched over to Jesus Valdez Barrayan from Sonora So the change came 3 days before fight day, and he was seen doing media workouts in alongside Jaime Munguia. So and he is a knockout artist, so he went 5 rounds, which is good. Which is good for him. Puts him into further rounds for more development. So Virgil Ortiz Jr. 12-0, 12 knockouts from Grand Prairie. Joseph Adorno, Puerto Rican fighter, 11-0, 10 knockouts. He has a fight date for March 17th, 2019. He has been, I think, just like Eric De Leon, they don't train. His dad trains him, but they hire Robert. I don't know if it's for management or I don't know if it's just for corner support. But Robert and Pita definitely have been to almost all of Joseph Adorno's fights since he turned pro. I think the only fight that they didn't attend to was the last one. So I think for 10 fights, either Robert or Pita have been in his corner. And it sounds like his opponent is 10-2, Adriano Ramirez, and it will be a 6-round fight. Joseph Magic Hands? No, Blessed Hands. His little brother is Magic Hands. Joseph Adorno is Blessed Hands Adorno. And then one of the newest fighters that has joined RGBA Riverside, John El Terrible Bauza, 11-0, 5 knockouts. He is being used to help not only Mikey Garcia, but also Jose Carlos Ramirez. So I believe he's a southpaw. He's fighting March 17th. It's a Sunday, Madison Square Garden. His opponent is 10-7-2, Angel Sarinana, a 6-round fight. The main event is Luis Colazo versus Sammy Vargas, and one of the latest additions to RGBA Riverside, John El Terrible Bauza. He is also Puerto Rican, just like the Adorno brothers. Alejandro Porkchop Guerrero, 9-0, 7 knockouts. It was reported that he would be back in December, but as far as BoxRec shows, there was no fight for him. So hopefully him and Biggie will be on the Garcia Promotions card the night before Mikey versus Spence in Dallas. So it's going to be on Friday, March 15th, and the fight between Spence and Mikey is March 16th. Louis Coria, 10-2-0, earned a knockout against James Thomas in Prospects Collide in San Bernardino. So there's been talks of him and B-Fly being a co-main event for the next Prospects Collide card. And Louis Coria, I believe he's from Riverside. He might have been originally from the Coachella area. He is managed by his dad. So he's 10-2-0, Louis Coria. They want that rematch against Tomas Valdez that they lost on the decisions on the judges' cards in April 17th, I believe, of last year in Tucson, Arizona. The fight card was put on by Raging Babe in Tucson. So they're trying to get that opponent back. That was what Robert reported. Genaro El Conde Gamez has a fight scheduled for next Saturday. He has been very active on his social media. There's tons of videos on him on YouTube. He's been doing media workouts. He looks like he's in great shape. He is scheduled to fight Striker Delgado, and I have not done my research on Striker Delgado. I might have looked him up, but I didn't type it in the notes here. So he's scheduled to fight him February 9th, 2019, which is in a week, and that fight opens up for Robert to be in his corner since Robert doesn't have to be at StubHub for Mares versus Tank since that got canceled. So hopefully Genaro El Conde Gamez, 8-0, 5 knockouts, comes through. He's from San Diego. So keep an eye out on El Conde Gamez. Misael El Chino Rodriguez, 9-0, 4 knockouts, improves to 9-0. And he had a fight in Jalisco, Mexico. And then the headliner was Victoria Torres Canuel for the WC Silver Female Super Flyweight title. So Misael El Chino Rodriguez, 9-0, 4 knockouts. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, 8-0, 4 knockouts. He is very active last year. He just turned 19 in January. He is promoted by Tekken Promotions. We have not seen him in the gym, and we have not got any news of a fight for him. He fights at 108, which is mini flyweight. So Jesse Bam Rodriguez, a southpaw from San Antonio, Texas. Lindolfo Delgado, 8-0, 8 knockouts. Fought in LA at the Microsoft Theater. It was televised. I don't know if his fight was televised, but the event was televised. And that was his first 8-rounder versus Martin Nicolas Matamala, 11-7 from Argentina. Brandon Bulletproof Glanton, 8-0, 7 knockouts. He won his super middleweight bout, a 6-rounder versus Victor Dorocha. He was on the undercard of Josecito Lopez at the Barclays in New York last Saturday. But Brandon Bulletproof Glanton, he is he is under the banner of Mikey Garcia. Manuel Flores, we were hoping that we'd get to see him at Prospects Collide, but he did not appear on Prospects Collide. He is managed by a longtime friend of Robert Garcia, Cameron Duncan. 7-0, 5 knockouts. He's a southpaw. Here he is seen sparring Abner Mares in preparation for Tank that now has been canceled. Manuel Flores, 7-0 from Coachella, 5 knockouts. Isidro Ochoa has been seen in the gym. He is another southpaw fighter, and he was being used a lot to help Mares get ready. He's 6-0 with 2 knockouts. He hopefully has a fight scheduled on the Jose Carlos Ramirez card on Sunday, February 10th. Brian Lua, 5-0, 2 knockouts. He's been seen in the gym a little bit. I think he's recovering from a hand injury. He is promoted by Top Rank along with Isidro Ochoa. So hopefully he gets a fight soon as well. Aaron Morales turned pro last year in March and had a total of 5 fights with 3 knockouts. He appears a lot on Top Rank cards, but is not officially signed with Top Rank. I believe he's from Oklahoma. I believe he's from the Oklahoma City area. So Aaron Morales, no updates on him. Ray Danger Murataya got knockout of the night on Prospects Collide, and he improves to 6-0 with 3 knockouts. He's from Fontana, California, a local kid. So Ray Danger Murataya, keep an eye out for him. 6-0, 3 knockouts. Ruben Rodriguez from Coachella improved to 4-0 with 2 knockouts, and he was seen in the gym sparring Joel Diaz Jr. right there in Riverside, and he also spars Jose Carlos Ramirez. And Joel is trained by Sam and Max Garcia from Salinas, California, and he was out there having fun in New York for Josecito's fight. Green and B-Fly Macias, 3-0, 1 draw, 2 knockouts. Hopefully he gets his rematch with Giovanni Noriega, and he can be the main event, or he can co-main with Louis Coria, and that would be awesome for Prospects Collide 2.0. Robert Biggie Rodriguez from San Antonio, 2-0. He was recovering from an injury as well, but it looks like he's been given the green light, and hopefully he gets on that card, that Garcia's Promotions card the night before Mikey versus Spence. Isaac Colunga, originally from Corona. I think he's in the San Bernardino area now. He's 3-0 with 1 knockout. He earned a first-round knockout against his opponent, and he is a very decorated football career, high school football career. Started boxing late. I believe he's 24 years old. I believe he started fighting at the age of 20, but looked very impressive, and is getting tons of good work and tons of good experience sparring Joshua Franco and Louis Coria. Manny Rodriguez, this is Ruben Rodriguez's little brother, has not turned pro. Alexis Espino, the much-awaited pro debut. I think he's been scheduled to pro debut at least twice, and here he is, February 23rd, in a collaboration between Matchroom Boxing and Zamfir Promotions. Brandon will be the main event, but Alexis Espino and Hector Tanahara will be on the undercard. So that'll be awesome to look out for. And then very recently, a friend of Espino, Evan Sanchez, has been seen in the gym, 3-0, 2 knockouts. Here I took a snap picture with, you can see Pita and Robert in the background. This is Evan Sanchez, 3-0, 2 knockouts. He's a friend of Alexis El Macizo Espino, and his IG is Evan Sanchez _98. Eric Puente from Vista, scheduled to pro debut today, February 2nd, at the Sportsman Lodge in Studio City, California. And he's an Orthodox fighter, and I believe he's from San Diego. He's from the San Diego area, from Vista, North County. Eric the Beast Puente. Wesley Diana, 7-0, 6 knockouts. Trained by world champion Fernando Vargas, will be fighting last Saturday in Mexicali. I believe he won that fight, so he should be 8-0 by now. Josue Vargas, now in his second camp at RGBA Riverside. He might not be trained or managed by Robert Garcia, but he spars and trains out of RGBA Riverside. Josue is 14-1 and was once with TMT Promotions, but he is currently signed with Top Rank. So he's a southpaw, and he is helping Jose Carlos Ramirez in preparation for Jose Cepeda. The photo credit for the Mikey versus Spence flyer goes out to Crown Boxing. And the photo credit for the Carlos Lincona picture is as a photo credit to Cumbia for at the a picture that he shot at Staples Center. The video credits, thank you to ES News, thank you to Fight Hype, and thank you to Against the Ropes podcast for making all their videos and giving us the content for us to stay on top of all the RGBA Riverside fighters. My name is Sonteo. Please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at Sonteo_media, and you can follow me on Instagram at Sonteo Media. Hope you liked the video. More videos coming soon. Thanks.